My name is Jen, and I am on a journey in order to break free from the destructive patterns of disordered eating and in order to embrace a nourishing lifestyle. My roadmap can be described using an acronym of the word Nourisher. So I'm doing daily video blog posts in order to encourage you, equip you, and keep you up to date on my progress. If this content is helpful or encouraging to you, please consider subscribing, hitting that like button, and sharing with others. It is my deep desire that these videos would help to ignite nourishing transformations in us all. Hey everybody, and welcome to today's Nourisher Check In. I am very excited to update you on what happened with the SOS situation yesterday. And sorry, I just had a very funny experience happen, but I'm glad to be with you. So let me dive in. So noticing my emotions, I'm feeling a lot of joy right now. I'm feeling a lot of pride, having been able to kind of catch this spiral down into a potential binge and potential disordered and dysfunctional patterns with food yesterday, and to have caught it and not to have gone there. I feel really proud and deeply thankful, really excited. It's a nice sunny day today. I've got my ball cap on, ready to jump on my bicycle. So I'm just really feeling delighted today. Opening up to others, this was huge in being able to catch the binge and stop it in its tracks. First of all, being able to open up to all of you was massive. It was so good for me to hear out loud the lies that I was believing, what I was thinking, how I was feeling. That was really critical for me. And then later on in the day, I actually took the rest of the half pack of those baking chips, those chocolate chips, and I gave them to my family. I gave them to my daughter. It's a healthy choice for her, which helped me. I mentioned that one of the kind of lies that I believe when I'm about, that further intensifies a binge is, I'll just finish it. I just don't want to waste this food. So that felt really good because I was actually able to give it to someone else who can enjoy it, and the food won't be wasted, but I don't have to be the human garburator, the human garbage disposal where it'll go in and damage my body. So that was great. And I was able to share with them that, hey, there's nothing wrong with this food, but I think that it's causing me to have cravings and eczema. So please help me not eat it because it's something that is damaging my body and doesn't align with my values of how I want to eat. So that was really great to say that out loud. There's some added support and accountability as a result of that. So that was huge. And understanding the cycle was also critical in catching that potential binge because I could see it. It was like, like when storm clouds are kind of rolling in, you can see them coming. As I was sitting on my computer and snacking on these and realizing I have no off button, there's going to be no end to this. Every time I eat it, it's not satisfying, and then I don't feel like, I'm going to have this and then be done. I already know that the switch is turned on and I'm just going to go and go and go and go here. And I could see that trigger, and I knew the cycle well enough to know what was coming next. And I had tools to be able to get out of it. So that was terrific. And really understanding that cycle for me is just so critical in this journey. Rewiring my brain, having stopped it in its tracks and used some of those tools of opening up to others. I did lots of half smiles yesterday and lots of deep breathing. I also, I didn't mention it yesterday, but I did a few other things that I'll mention later to try to help stop that craving in its tracks. And that is really rewiring. Every time that we can get to, do you remember one of the other videos I talked about Dr. Dan Siegel and how he talks about, you go up, the tension builds, it's kind of like going up a ski lift, and then you get to choose what path you go down at the top. Every time I choose to stop the binge in its tracks, I'm rewiring my brain for that to be more automatic the next time. So that feels so great. Insulin-friendly eating. Okay, so this I had to be really careful of because I knew that my body was just in this kind of bingey, snacky mode. So I had to really nourish it last night. So made a cabbage salad, roasted some chicken, had some really yummy, creamy, my creamy ranch dressing. That's like my go-to. I love Frank's Red Hot Sauce. So I just had a really enjoyable sit down, smiles around the table, family meal last night. So that was also very, very helpful. And one of the big things that I mentioned that caused the tendency to lean towards a binge yesterday was not eating consistently every 2.5 to 3 hours. That's just so, it just sets me up for disaster. And so in order to keep my insulin levels nice and balanced, I need to be eating smaller meals more regularly. So I got up this morning, I've already eaten something. I'm going to need to either take something with me or be careful to nourish again mid-bike ride. So I'll grab some nuts or something to help with that. So yesterday I forgot totally to talk about sleep. But when I rethought about what happened yesterday to cause me to be in that more bingey feeling, I realized the night before I was very low on sleep, like in the 5.5 hour range, which also, of course, translates to greater cravings and just for that to be much more difficult to battle, less emotional resiliency too. So last night I had a great sleep. It's not a school day here today, so I was able to have a nice sleep in morning today, and that felt really terrific. But I know that I need to bank and really stay committed to good night sleeps in order to help me have that resilience during the day. I also didn't mention yesterday when I was thinking through what put me in a vulnerable spot for a binge. I also didn't mention that I wasn't hydrating very well yesterday. Which also can leave me feeling hungry when maybe I'm actually feeling thirsty. But I need to keep my hydration levels up in order to keep everything in my body nourished and feeling healthy and whole. So I've had a glass of water this morning, but I need to fill up bottles to take with me on my bike ride and then to continue to hydrate throughout the day. Exercise yesterday was great. I had a beautiful walk. Today, I'm going to jump on my bike. So exercise has been very good. And I'm at that beautiful point where my body wants to exercise, where I'm not like dragging myself out the door. So that feels so good. I mean, typically it can take, I think the statistic is 66 days to get a habit going. But I feel like the exercise habit is really starting to take hold. And that feels so great for exercise to be invigorating and something that nourishes me rather than something that I feel like I'm a sack of potatoes dragging myself around. So the reward, I'm living in this moment of having, caught some of these destructive patterns midway and be able to be the next day not feeling sick and gross and shameful and all the regular patterns that go into the cycle, but feeling good and confident and thankful and excited and aware of my weakness, understanding that I'm very prone to this cycle, and yet feeling really victorious and excited today. So thank you for joining me. It is my hope and prayer that you are also experiencing some of that pride and delight today as well. And if you are not, then let this be a hopeful message to you that you can get there. Let's get there together. And I'm already looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye for now.